Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore RTG. This is episode number 9, I believe, and we left off with rewards. Now, I have gameplay for you guys because, as you can see from the title, I finished 29-1 in the weekend league, and I'm going to show you my last 10 games and the gameplay, of course. But before we get into that, this is the story that began this weekend, because the team that you see on the screen is the team I was supposed to use for the weekend league, but then something incredible happened. Anyways, I was really happy with this team. I was able to upgrade to Neymar. I was able to get Pogba in the team, get Lenglet in the team. I thought I was just ecstatic with this team. I was fine. Sure, Lucas I wasn't happy with. Vignetta runs out of stamina, whatever, dude. But compared to last week, my rewards helped me a lot. Squad Battles grind helped me a lot, and we managed to work up our way to this, and I was extremely happy. But then, if you follow me on Twitter, you will know that a buddy of mine, Persian, if you guys don't know who he is, a podcast that I do with him, it has been running on the channel since at the end of FIFA 19, and the next podcast episode is coming out on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. On that note, actually, I know some videos do less good than others, be it pack openings or podcasts, because the foundation of my channel is analysis and gameplay and stuff like that, but I'm willing to take the hit on some videos and do not as well with podcasts, with pack openings, with things that I don't usually do, because I want to differentiate my channel. I want all sorts of stuff to be on this channel, but no worries, the gameplay, the analysis will always be here, and today is one of those days, so that was a little bit of a tangent. Anyways, the story was, let's actually, before I tell you the story, let's start the clip that started it all. So as you can see here, I'm submitting the Volta Football SBC. This was an SBC we had last week, and I wasn't even going to do it because I didn't know it was there, but Persian obviously kept telling me, yo, do this SBC. It's a cheap mega pack. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. After multiple times of being like, it can't be bothered, I'm not going to get anything anyways. So we do it. We open the pack, and this essentially propelled or gave us the first moment of hype, because this pack is by far the best pack I've probably ever had from a mega pack, and we get the main man, Eden Hazard. Now, I know you guys are probably waiting for the gameplay, but this is important because getting Hazard was a shock. That's an extra 500k, but that's more than 500k, because what we actually ended up doing to the team, I'm going to show you in a minute, was sell off Pogba, so that plus Hazard would be 900k. We had like 30-40k there. We also sold Lucas, who was an extra 50k, and then we also sold Umtiti, who was behind Hazard in this pack. So this pack was quite cracked out. So let me show you what happened, the changes I made, and the team that I have now as a result of this pack, which I opened literally right before I started weekend league. So if it wasn't for this pack, I wouldn't have had the team that I did have, and it would have been that much harder to play weekend league. So let's take a look at the team now, and boom, here we are. This is the team I played weekend league. That pack allowed us to upgrade to Mbappe, right? And then I sat there thinking, okay, I need one more position instead of Pogba. Obviously, in the previous picture you saw lone Pogba, but I actually had the actual Pogba. Just the concept wouldn't work out because I already have a Pogba in my team, so the game wouldn't let me. But nonetheless, we got De Jong in there by scrapping through, a lot of the bronze players that I have in my club, because the bronze pack method, I literally rinsed my entire club. I like to keep, some cards here and there just to make SBCs worth it. Now I have nothing in my club. Sold all my Chem Styles contracts, like everything, to be able to get De Jong as well. Chem Styles were also going for a bit. And this is the team that we went into the second weekend league with. Honestly, night and day compared to the team we had last week. And, last week we went 26-4. This week we upgraded the team. And there you have it, boys. 29-1. We are officially verified, right? So we can participate in all the online qualifiers for pro events. And it's just a nice satisfaction to do that 2 years in a row, right at the beginning of the year. Especially this year, where I only spent 12k FIFA points, which, by the way, a lot of people are still triggered about in the comments because I called it an RTG. But guys, number one, I couldn't care less how triggered any one of you are that I spent points. Number two, it's not just a RTG. I told you I called it a hardcore road to glory. Maybe I should have called it a competitive road to glory. Road to Glory because that's kind of like the viewpoint of a competitive player, but I decided to go with hardcore because I thought it sounded cooler. Sue me. It's my channel. I do what I want. You have people who do poor man's Road to Glories. You have people who do rich man's Road to Glory. This is neither. It's not even in between, because between a rich man's Road to Glory and a pure Road to Glory, I wouldn't say that's 12k points. I'd say that's like 50 or 60,000 k points, right? So this is even closer to a normal RTG than like a halfway point between a rich man's and a poor man's. So again, so many people were triggered, but yes, we spent 12k points because I am a competitive player. So we did a little bit, and we did it all in draft. But again, I'm just re-mentioning it because a lot of people seems to be confused, and this is what we have now. So now let's get into the gameplay for 29-1, where I'll tell you guys all the stats and everything that I accumulated, my goal scored, goal conceded, and blah 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 blah. All right, so here we go. As you can see, the formation or the team of the opponent I faced for my 21st game. These are the last 10 games. At this point, I was 20 wins and 0 losses, so obviously in a really good spot. But when you're in that spot, even though you only quote-unquote need to go 7-3, you're still kind of pooping yourself. But before we get into that, guys, you know, I know I was a little bit of aggressive earlier saying I don't care if anyone's triggered about the whole RTG concept. It goes without saying that I know that 99.9999% of the guys that watch my videos you guys are the homies. Like, you guys, it's not that necessarily we see eye to eye, but like, you're respectful. And, you know, we can agree, we disagree, but you're respectful. And that's what really matters. There's the 0.1% of you who are kind of trolls and get way too triggered about the concept of my RTG series. You know, it's not normal. It's not normal to get that triggered over a title, over an RTG series of some dude with less than 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's not that serious, okay? It's a video game. I called it a hardcore RTG, and I put 12k FIFA points on. It's not the end of the world. If you don't like the concept, just don't watch it. It's really that simple, right? If it triggers you that much, no need to be toxic in the comments about it, but let's proceed, all right? About this weekend league, we were 20-0 before the last 10 started, and here are the stats for it. And I thought these were quite interesting because I only scored 86 goals. Which is a step down, because the week before, when we got 26-4, I scored 114, which is weird because I got a way better team. But here's where everything like kind of came together. I conceded only 18 goals as opposed to last weekend where I conceded 30 goals. So I dropped my goal scored by 12, and that was the main difference. A lot of wins were a lot easier because I was getting rage quits at 2-0 or 3-0 as opposed to having grinding out like 4-3, 5-3 wins. So that was really the difference. So per game, if you do the goals scored per game, 2.86 goals scored per game and 0.6 goals conceded per game, whereas last week we were averaging 3.8 goals per game scored and 1 goals per game conceded. I definitely think conceded we're doing well. I'm happy with conceding less than 1 goal a game, but goals scored, I think we should be doing better. The problem is I still haven't found like a attacking formation that I'm comfortable with. I played the 4-2-3-1 this weekend, and if you guys want to know the custom tactics and instructions exactly that I use this weekend, because I don't play drop back, I never go below 5 depth, so you know, it's not going to be your drop back in custom tactics, but if you want those, let me know. I might drop a video about them soon. Nonetheless, another interesting thing to note about how we did this weekend is that out of 18 goals that we conceded, 3 of them were in the first 10. So in the first 10, this time around, we cruised, unlike last week where we went 8-2 in the first 10. 10-0 in the second group of 10, and then 8-2 again in the third group of 10. This week we went obviously 10-0, 10-0, 9-1. 3 goals conceded in the first 10, 6 goals conceded in games 10-20, and then obviously 21-30, 7 goals conceded. So, you know, obviously as the opponents got harder, we started conceding more than that as the tension built up, because I just really wanted to get verification out of the way. You know, the nerves might have gotten to us. In terms of goals scored, if any of you guys have any tips, I really could use any. I'm trying to abuse the near post because it's super broken and overpowered, and I wish it wasn't, to get some of the goals, some of easy goals here and there. But I find it really hard, more so than shooting, just getting to the position to shoot, because once you get into 15 elo, and I mean once you've like at 15 and 0 and your elo is like plus 15 and Weekend League, the opponents you get are obviously going to be, everyone's really good. You know, even if you quote unquote only get gold in FUT Champions, you're a really good player in the grand scheme of things. So it's just, you know what's going on. Everyone's on drop back. Space is hard to find, but nonetheless, we powered through. At this point, the last 2 games you saw, I didn't really care too much about because I had my 27, but we did get a 29, and yeah, not bad. So as for concluding thoughts, guys, I'm really happy with having got my verification out the way. If you guys want to see some extra content, definitely check out my Instagram page linked below. The podcast is coming on Wednesday. I think, yeah, like I said, we need to find a way to score a lot more. I remember back in my FIFA 17 days, I had a formation that I would start with, score a bunch of goals in, and then switch to the 4-2-3-1, or if my opponent was really good, just instantly go to 4-2-3-1. But I miss it. It used to be the 4-3-2-1 for me, but now I just don't know what to use, and I'm really struggling because having only the 4-2-3-1 is not an efficient game plan. So if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, I'm just not a fan of the 4-4-2. I really wish the 4-3-2-1 was like really, really good. If I could find a way to make that like my go-to sort of attacking formations to just plow through opponents that I can afford to plow through, that'd be really great. If not, we're gonna have to find a different solution. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't get too triggered over an RTG over YouTube, guys. It's not worth it, okay? It's just a YouTube series. Chill out in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.